Hello! Today we are making Ahi Tuna Poke. Alright, so first we're gonna make sushi rice. Now I have 2 cups of cooked white rice here, and my white rice is a little special. There's like brown rice qualities, so that's why it's kind of not totally white, but it will do. So we have 2 cups of rice here. We're gonna let that cool a little bit in our bowl, and we're gonna make our sushi vinegar mixture. So with 2 cups of rice, our ratio is 5:1:1. We're gonna take 5 tablespoons of rice vinegar. So we're gonna go 5 tablespoons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. To that we have 1 tablespoon of sugar and 1 teaspoon of salt. Go ahead and mix that together to dissolve your salt and sugar. You want to keep mixing until you get it all dissolved in there. So we can see how all of our salt and sugar has dissolved into our vinegar. So now we're ready. Now we're going to take our rice, and the purpose of putting it out in the bowl first is to kind of cool it down a little bit. We do want the rice warm, but we don't want it so hot. So I'm going to mix this rice a little bit just to kind of cool it down. So I'm going to take my sushi vinegar mixture, and we're going to just pour about half of it first just to see if we need any more. About halfway through. And I'm going to go ahead and simply fold and cut. Fold and cut. Cut through with your paddle, your rice paddle. This way you're not breaking up your rice so hard. If you go ahead and do this in a smushing motion, you're going to crush your rice. So use the corner side of your paddle and just go ahead and cut and flip, cut and flip. This is also going to help cool down your rice as well. Cut and flip, and just keep going until you feel like you've got every grain of rice covered with that sushi vinegar. Okay, let's go ahead and taste. Yeah, I think it's good. Since we're making a poke bowl, I don't want to make it too vinegary. If we were doing sushi, I would probably add a little more of the vinegar, but this is good where it's at right now. And now let's cut up our vegetables. We are going to work with green onion. I'm gonna go ahead and take, let's do 2 stalks. Little rinse. Go ahead and just chop off the top. Cut a tiny bit of the ends. Cut in half. And go ahead and slice her up. I like my green onions on the thinner side when it comes to poke bowls, so I'm gonna go ahead and slice relatively thin. Next, let's slice up an avocado. Go ahead and put your knife through the middle. Bring it around town. Twist. And open. Beautiful. Go ahead, take out our pit. Do a little squeeze, little twist. Pops right out. And then grab a spoon and go around the rim of your avocado. Going under, and go ahead and plop her out. Boom. I'm just gonna go ahead and do some slices for my avocado as a little topper for our poke bowl. Thin, thick. You can even dice up your avocado if you like, however you like to display it. I like it this way. Alright, we'll use half today and wrap up the other half for tomorrow. Today we're using Ahi Tuna. This guy was freshly caught by our friend Andrew at A5 Fly Fishing, so thanks Andrew for the fish. I went ahead and wrapped it up nice and tight. We kept her in the freezer when we got it and thawed it for 24 hours in the fridge, and now we're ready. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove its packaging. So this is how we're gonna prepare our fish. We're gonna go ahead and get our fillet knife here. And we do need to take the skin off since this is a freshly caught fish. Now, I am definitely not an expert at filleting a fish, so there are plenty of other videos to watch, but this is how I do it. I'm gonna do a little slice in between the skin and the flesh just to get it started. And now I'm gonna grab the skin, hold on to it while I just pull and hold and just fillet all the way down. Trying to stay close to the skin as possible so I'm not losing out on any meat. All the way down. Didn't lose too much there, which is good. Okay, now that we've got our skin off of both of our fillets, I'm gonna go ahead and just trim off some of this bloodline here. So you can see how it's kind of dark right here. I mean, you could eat it, it's just sometimes a little bitter. So I'm gonna go ahead and just take my fillet knife. Again, I'm probably butchering this, but I am not a fish expert. I just like to eat it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just take my knife and just cut off that bloodline. Again, right here, that dark spot, I'm gonna go ahead and slice that off. Alright, cool. So it looks like we got both our fillets nice and clean. I'm gonna go ahead and switch over to my big boy knife and we're gonna dice her up. So I'm just gonna go ahead, slice off that side part. Do some manageable pieces first. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this in half. And we'll go ahead and just slice down the middle. Alright, cube it up, goes into our bowl. Now with poke, you can make large cubes, small cubes, however you like to do it. I do know for fish is that you don't want to have a sawing motion in a fish because you don't want to break up the meat so much. So try to do it in long strokes. So just take it in long strokes. Use your whole knife so you can break it up. And then again, long strokes. Don't saw through your raw fish. Long strokes. All right, now let's turn this tuna into poke. So go ahead and come over here. We're gonna make our marinade. Okay, so just these 3 ingredients is gonna help us make our little marinade for our poke. So we're gonna do some soy. Go with some sriracha. And again, however spicy you like it, you can opt out of the sriracha. Sesame oil, definitely needed. Mix that. And when it comes to poke, personally, I don't measure the marinade. I just go with flavor and taste. So if it needs a little more of this or a little bit of that, I'll just taste and see. Yeah. Go a little more soy. And just a tiny bit more sriracha for the heat. And now let's come over and put a little bit extra in here. I'm gonna go ahead and take our green onion that we chopped up and just throw that right in. Give it a toss. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit of seaweed salad. All right, we're gonna take some of our seaweed salad here. Just plop it right into the bowl. Give it a little mix. I don't know if this is traditional or not, but this is how I do my home version of poke. All right, so that's essentially our poke mixture. You definitely want to let poke sit in the fridge for at least an hour just to kind of let the flavors marinate and really penetrate through the tuna. But we're gonna eat it right away, and that's fine. We are ready to assemble. So we're gonna go ahead and grab some rice into our bowl. Our poke goes right into the bowl. Good helping. Some pickled ginger. It's gonna go right on the side here. Some of our avocado that we sliced up. Right on top. To top it off, we're gonna use some furikake. And this is just like seasoning with seaweed, sesame seeds, and other things. Give it a nice little umami flavor. Go ahead and sprinkle that over everything. And here we have our Ahi Tuna Poke Bowl. Thanks for joining us. Now get out of my kitchen.